Welcome back to the Prairie Shepherd. My name is Ben. I'm here with Grim, and what we're talking about is the hate for dog trainers. Why do people hate dog trainers? What's going on? And we're just gonna dive into that. So get ready, let's get started. So my opinion might ruffle some feathers, as it usually does. And people get very sensitive when I talk about certain dog trainers. I won't mention any names in this video, but it comes up a lot. Or sometimes I hear other YouTubers talk about other dog trainers, and they give some dog trainers a bad names. Well, like, mind your own business. Like, if somebody's doing something over where they're doing it, why are you in their business about it? That's the first part that I don't understand. We get into other people's businesses, quite literally, and we like to talk crap about the way that they're doing business. But you can vote with your eyes. If you don't like what somebody says and you don't like what they got to say, vote for it with your eyes and just don't watch it. There's a lot of great trainers. There's a lot of terrible trainers out there. But to loop and group all trainers in as one specific thing is just shows the ignorance and lack of understanding of the different forms of techniques used to help animals. Now, there is some people who are out there that are intentionally not great people, but that comes to the person who's watching discernment, right? I'm a big fan of underground hip hop. I like all sorts of types of different musics, and a lot of people don't like underground hip hop. Underground hip hop can be it can be more violent than other musics. It can be all sorts of things, right? And some people like a more trendy type of music. That was pretty cool. The fish just popped up. I'm not gonna hate on people who listen to people like Lil Wayne because their preference of music. You like what you like. And it goes the same with training. If they like a certain trainer, who am I to start talking crap about that trainer? Maybe that's what they like, and maybe it works with their dog. I don't know. I know that my training that I specifically do works for people who live an active lifestyle, who want to get out there and who want to work with their dog on a daily basis and want that type of dog that they could take in family situations and give them the type of freedom that they need. Some people don't want that. Some people are training for competitions. Some people need a certain rigorous type of training that they have. And then there's this idea of something I heard, and I won't say who I heard it from, but turning dogs into gamblers and turning dogs into all sorts of other negative connotations that they put on these things. And I mean, that's some people's opinions. And that's cool if that's the way that you view it as. But I don't necessarily think that not only are people intentionally doing that, but some people just lack the education. They might lack the resources to find those videos that will educate them on a different way of teaching their dogs. And some people have just grown up thinking this way. I don't think they're necessarily, bad people, or their opinions should necessarily be argued with. Because if we're talking about treat training, it might not be good for some dogs, but I've seen some dogs where treat training actually works. And some people, they might start off with treats and then wean their dogs off of it. Is that a bad thing? Is there something inherently evil about giving your dog a treat? Let's dive into that, because I find it strange that when humans first befriended dogs, what happened was they laid their scraps out, and then the dogs ate off of their scraps, and it created a bond between human and dog, where the human protected the person who had a job, and the person who didn't have a job, probably wasn't going to be the fit to be connected with that dog, and vice versa. So treats did play a role with the dog, and people like to treat their dogs like they're people. I'm sorry, and this might ruffle some feathers, but a dog is not a person. It is not your baby. I don't understand the concept of saying that you're the dog's dad or mom. That doesn't make sense to me. You both have a equal standing relationship, but it's not equal in the personification of a dog. Like, I love my dog. My dog's great. I make videos with my dog. Me and my dog work together. That's what we do. When I come home, he's waiting there for me. He has a job, but his role is not the role of a human. We like to give all these qualities to animals that just are human qualities. Grim knows his job as a dog. He knows that his job is to protect the things in the yard, protect the household, and be a companion to the family. I don't think that what's going on inside of a dog's mind is him questioning his reality of being a dog. That's us. That's us putting those feelings onto the dog, putting those ideas onto the dog. That's just us. I don't think a dog cares whether if he's, gambling for treats or not. Some people, if we want to put personifications on animals, some people enjoy gambling. They don't care how much it's taking their money and destroying their life. They'll go back and do it again because it's something that got them into it in the first place. That's just how the world works. It's a terrible, sad fact, but I've come to learn in my adult life that, people don't care if they make bad decisions. They really don't. They could care less if they make bad decisions. Some people do it just because they seek a thrill out of it. And then they get trapped in it, and then they seek an even bigger thrill out of it. I know, crazy. That's crazy. Now, can we educate people as trainers and help them, find a better way? Yeah, we sure can. We could show people the error of their ways, but people are at different stages in life. And some people simply just don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people in this world that got, dare I say, heaven and hell upside down. They think that some of the qualities of heaven are the opposite of hell. And that's regardless of if you're religious or not, whatever you choose in life. Some people really got life messed up. They got their priorities all over the place, and, it takes education and for you to be ready to make that change for you to do it. What's the difference? They say that clicker training and treat training is going to, which I don't use either of them, but they say that that's like a negative thing for dogs and it raises their anxiety. I didn't know that we was ducking anxiety, just like how society ducks accountability. I didn't know that we were throwing that in the mix too. But I want to know, what is it about these certain training styles that make people feel in such a negative light towards them? What is it about clicker training? So clicker training is bad now? I thought we were getting away from the whole, we don't want to whoop the dog and we don't want to do all this, any negative things to the dog. So now it's gotten so bad, the negativity has gotten so bad that clicks and treats, giving the dog something and letting it and rewarding it and letting it know hey, you did a good job there. That's exactly what I want to see. That's bad. This might be a conspiracy theory. Trust me, it connects. But we thought about the idea of chipping humans, and then we did it to dogs in the 1980s. And now even places like ADT, you can have your child chipped so you can track them just in case something happens, just like a dog. And I noticed we have animals and we do experimentations on animals. And then when we think that that's good, we present it to humans. This is the same thing. Are we going to get to the point in life where we probably already are, but where anything adverse, we associate it with a negative thing? Any type of punishment towards a dog or any type of rewarding towards a dog, it becomes a negative thing. Are we going to start doing that with people? Since the personification of dogs, we see them as people, as humans. Are we going to start doing that to people? So I think that if people don't get punished, and a lot of people will agree with me, a lot of children would agree that if you were never punished for anything in life, what then would become of the world? What type of people would be in the world if we made punishment a terrible thing? Okay? What type of world would we live in where if you were punished, it didn't matter? Right? I don't think I would want to live in that world. So is punishment a bad thing? Is negative and positive both bad things? Can we assign negative qualities to just about anything to justify what we're saying? I think you can. And I think once you do that, you challenge the natural order. And you'll never win trying to fight against nature. It just doesn't work. You can lie to yourself as much as possible. But when it comes to nature, nature is truly the truth. You can't manipulate it. You can't claim that it is something that it isn't. It just is what it is. And that's reality. And I don't know if that's like a controversial thing to say, but it is what it is. And dogs, it doesn't matter. They're going to feel anxiety because they're living beings. You'll never be able to avoid that. You'll never be able to avoid risk. You won't be able to avoid anything that you think that you're going to avoid, because when you're dealing with life, here's the thing. Life just happens. There's no getting around it. So we could sit here and cry and complain about the way that trainers train their dogs. We could sit here and be mad that somebody's using clicker training or treat training or whatever type of training that they come up with, stick training, who knows, whatever type of training that the people tend to come up with. We could sit there and complain about all that, but here's the positive in that. At least these people are getting out there and training their dog and don't have their dog sitting inside of a kennel all day and not doing anything with them. I'd rather you'd be doing clicker training and doing treat training, scent training, any type of training with your dog than you being at home and sitting there smoking whatever and playing Xbox. But we want to get on people for listening to other dog trainers because you think it's negative. I can see pointing out the logic, but sometimes it just sounds like an insecurity to me. Sometimes it sounds like people being too emotional about simple things. You know, find a training that works for you. Go out, research a training that you think works for you. Make your own decisions in life. And don't blindly follow some random guy on YouTube. This is the Prairie Shepherd. This is Grim. Thank you for joining us on this walk today and this conversation. Peace.